Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome here at Crypto Hash Review, where we educate and disseminate information about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies from a Muslim perspective. And we're continuing on our questions and answer session. We have a question here. He says, Assalamu alaikum, Ustad. I've listened to your talk regarding Bitcoin with brother Imran, as a Dawman, and I want to start investing in cryptocurrencies. May Allah give you success in doing so. I want Bitcoin to be the biggest part of my investment portfolio, but I would like to invest in other cryptocurrencies or other currencies as well, such as Ethereum. Again, may Allah make it easy for you. On the website, it refers to a coin for coin guide. Is that finalized yet? So it's got more. I'm going to answer that. So yes, when we initially made Crypto Hash Review, as you can guess from the name, the idea was to address all cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin. However, what we felt is that we wanted to lay a firm groundwork as to what is cryptocurrency, starting with Bitcoin, and let everyone have a clear guide on the most successful cryptocurrency out there, which is Bitcoin. Once we've completed all that one needs to know to get started with Bitcoin, then we will start addressing other coins. But at the moment now, what we don't want is for people to get confused with this coin and that coin and this person and that person and this scenario and this model here and this coin does this. You don't want to get confused with that one. You want to understand, because cryptocurrency is a very difficult topic to understand anyway. It's something we've never seen before in the history of mankind, and it is definitely something that there is a learning curve in not just understanding Bitcoin, but more importantly, understanding what can be done with cryptocurrencies or done with Bitcoin or blockchain. The ramifications of Bitcoin, how far reaching can it be? And these will give you better understanding or give you better opportunity to judge and scale the worth of a project. So it's going to take time, but at some point, inshallah, we will be getting to that. If you have a particular cryptocurrency you want and to have an assessment of, and it's urgent, you can book a call with us. And we will do a bit one-to-one, but on a wide scale, we need to make sure we do our due diligence and have our research done completely, which is why we're focusing on Bitcoin. So yeah, it's not finalized yet, but it will come, inshallah. If not, when will it be done? I mean, I just explained that. Another question I have is where to buy Bitcoin. Yes, we'll have a dedicated video on that very soon, specifically. However, for those who just want to know quickly, the easiest way to get sold would be Swissborg. Literally, just download the app, load it up, and you can probably buy Bitcoin within a day, and it's super smooth. But you can get it from anywhere. This is not saying that Swissborg has paid me anyway. That's not the case at all. Fun fact, actually, they did offer me some funds because I did a report. I wrote up a report, an Islamic report, on Swissborg. It was a private one, analyzing some of the things that they're doing, see if it's halal or not. And I presented my findings to them just to verify that what I have in there is true. And they liked what they wrote, or what they read, and they wanted to offer me something. And I said, no, because that's going to taint what I'm doing. I'm trying to be objective here. And the moment I start receiving money from you, that now changes the game. So I'm not paid by Swissborg. I just think that in terms of ease of use, they are the best option available. If another company has an even easier way to get Bitcoin, I would recommend them instead. It's just that Swissborg is one of the easiest ones I found so far. Another question. So the most common place seems to be Binance, but then it feels like I have a middleman. Would you recommend buying on Binance or elsewhere? So yeah, Binance is one of the biggest crypto exchanges out there, and the reason why I never mentioned people to go Binance is because it is kind of specialist, meaning that if you've just heard about Bitcoin, you've just got your first Bitcoin, and Binance is kind of the last place you want to go because there's so much information to absorb. There's margin trading, there's OTC trading, there's coins there, there's so much things going on Binance that if you have no idea about Bitcoin, you might be overwhelmed with all these options and sub-options and you have no idea what you're doing. You might end up buying Bitcoin SV or Bitcoin Cash and not even realize that, you're not even buying Bitcoin. So I'm just saying is that there's so much involved in that one that I never really recommend it to a beginner. But if you know about cryptocurrencies and trade and whatnot, then Binance is definitely a good place to be. One of the best, really. One of the reasons is because you can literally open an account, start trading without any need for what's called known as KYC, which is Know Your Customer. So you have to submit your personal details and upload your passport and blah, blah, blah. You can actually just username, password, confirm your email address, send some Bitcoin to it and start trading. So you can get us up within 10, 20 minutes and you're ready to go. So it's really quick like that and really good in that regards. And it's one of the, I think it's the biggest exchange anyway. So they're really good. It really is a good platform. They have a long history of financial instruments and security and whatnot. Even when they've been hacked before, they didn't pass that hack onto the customer. So there's a long-standing thing which I think Binance is very good. But for an absolute beginner who's just going to buy Bitcoin, then it's overkill, in my personal view. But definitely, if you feel you have the taste to trading and you have experience in trading, then Binance is definitely way forward. But as for the issue of the middleman, that's a good point, middleman, then yeah, unfortunately, if you want ease of acquirement, as in you have fiat and you want coin and you want it to be swift, then the easiest way is literally through any KYC platform. And by the way, you mentioned here about Binance. It's what's called a custodial platform. So if you deposit money on there, then you're essentially giving your money to a third party. Yes, and you should never leave large quantities of money on a platform for long periods of time, because there is a risk that they may go bust. They may get hacked. Lots of things can happen. So yeah, that middleman, you should feel that in your heart. Feel that there is a man who's holding your funds, who can, if they wanted to, not give it back to you. No, not saying they will, because they'll lose more in their reputation than what they gain from you holding your Bitcoin. But it's still there's still a counterparty risk in that regards. And as a famous saying goes, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. The saying is true and true. If you're not holding your keys, don't feel that you have Bitcoin, not until you have it in your thing. So use Binance, do your trades. When you finish your trades and you have no need to trade in the next foreseeable future, then withdraw your funds and be happy in your private keys if you're confident in doing that. But we have to acknowledge at some level that some people, due to their nature and not being very technical, maybe an exchange is just actually a more safer place than to put it in their own private keys. Jazakallah khair for your time, and may Allah reward you. May Allah reward you with plenty of Bitcoin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.